What's up guys, Mike here, and I'm doing the unboxing today for Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now, I will get into the differences and details in all the different versions in just a little bit, but let's go ahead and unbox this. I'm not going to show too much of the package. It has a lot of, like, sensitive info, whatever, so I'm going to go ahead and just open this up. So I'm really excited to play this, and also definitely had to get day one so that I can unbox this for you guys. So, alright, here we go. So as you guys see here, hopefully the camera's getting this well. I know the angle's not ideal. It's because, unfortunately, I have limited space. So you guys could see the side pretty much looks like the GameCube version. Turning around, looking at it. Yeah, it looks like the GameCube version, except grayed out, it's white. So here you go. The front covers for both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One version with a little sticker talking about Resident Evil 7 Biohazard's release date, January 24, 2017, which I really hope stays as the current release date. So to look at the back of it, there you go. One of the highest rated games in history. Pulse-pounding action, an absolute must-have, an amazing achievement, one of the best games we've ever played. U.S. agent Leon S. Kennedy must investigate the kidnapping of the president's daughter. His search brings him to a brutal village where he encounters hordes of unimaginable horrors and must fight to uncover who or what is behind it all. So it is 6.5 gig minimum. I believe it's actually 6.8 if I'm not mistaken, because I do have it digitally for the PlayStation 4. And yeah, obviously it's single player. So I'm going to unbox the Xbox One version as I have a digital PS4 version. So essentially the PS4 version will look exactly the same, just obviously with the PlayStation logo. So I'm just going to unbox the Xbox One version. But I do have the PlayStation 4 version, obviously. Alright, so there goes the plastic. Let's get the little security tab out the way. I wanted to do this much earlier in the day, but a lot of stuff happening. It's pretty crazy today. But I definitely need to get this up for you guys, for those who are interested in the physical copy. So here you go. You open it up. Sadly, no manual. It is just the disc. And the disc is, I think, pretty similar to the PS2 version, if I'm not mistaken, the art of it. But it's a cool looking disc either way. They've used that wallpaper quite a lot. I think that's actually the PS2 cover as well. So no manual. That's sadly the most you'll get of the physical copy. And like I said, yeah, the PS4 version would literally be 100% the same, except for the fact that it'd be the PlayStation one. So that's a little quick shot of it. I'm using my webcam to record this, so it might not be ideal, like I said, and I apologize for that, but it's the best that I can do at the moment with the limited space that I have. So to break it down, what's the difference between all the versions? Okay, because a lot of people keep commenting on my videos and saying, oh, this looks better, whatever. Okay, so to really break it down, the GameCube version, the original version, right? It was meant to be exclusive. They then released the PS2 version without Shinji Mikami's consent. He was upset with that. It was meant to be a GameCube exclusive, but it gave us Separate Ways, which is an amazing side story for Ada. I don't want to spoil it for those who have not played Resident Evil 4, but if you have not played Resident Evil 4, by this time, you owe it to yourself to pick up this copy, either Xbox One, PS4, or definitely the Ultimate Edition on PC. That definitely goes on sale quite often. Now, the Wii version was the next to come out, and the Wii version contained exactly what the PS2 version had, but in better quality. It had the GameCube quality. And yes, the GameCube version is better looking and better sounding than the PlayStation 2 version. The PS2 version's only thing that it had over was that it was one disc, but the loading times were pretty bad in comparison to the GameCube. And it had that new content, Separate Ways, the Plaga gun, and the new outfits. Since I think the outfits were exclusive to the PS2, I'm not sure. The gangster outfit and armor. So the Wii version was the same, plus it also had a trailer for Umbrella Chronicles, which was another Wii exclusive game till it got re-released on PS3. Now the next version to come out, which I believe was the PC original Ubisoft port, which was really awful. It had a lot of problems, but I think they did over time release patches. That PC port's not really great, but it was the way to get a physical PC version of Resident Evil 4. Following that, in 2011 was the HD port for the Xbox 360 and PS3 of Resident Evil 4. It was literally the, you know, it had all the concept from the PS2 version and Wii version, but was upscaled, looked better, and it definitely loaded a lot faster because it was a digital-only game. And in Japan, they did release it as a physical copy, but most people obviously would get it digitally because that's pretty much the most available way that it was. And then they released in 2000, I believe it was 2014, the Ultimate Edition for Steam this time instead of a physical PC copy, because that version was released before Steam was available, and that version was not only 1080p but also 60 frames per second, which, let me tell you guys, makes a huge difference in Resident Evil 4. And that was the biggest selling point for that. Not to mention, of course, mods, which are great, and this awesome team are making a really high definition mod for the Ultimate Edition, up-resing all the textures in the game, including the character models, the weapons, and such. And let me tell you, that will be the definitive experience of Resident Evil 4. Not this new port, the PC version, Ultimate Edition. So I definitely advise, if you have a good enough computer, definitely get it. It goes on sale pretty often on Steam or Humble Bundles, and you know, it will definitely be worth it once that version comes out. But either way, it looks fantastic and loads the fastest of any of the versions. And then now we have this PlayStation 4/Xbox One port, which essentially is a port of the Ultimate Edition. And now people argue that some of the textures are smoother on the PS4 and Xbox One version, but I feel like some of the lighting isn't as good as the way the PC version is. It's really weird. I mean, I think people are going to say that the newest console version is going to be better than the PC version and vice versa. But in all honesty, I really do think that the PC version of the game is going to be definitely the best in the end, considering the mods that it already has and will have. And I mean, you can mod the character models to look like characters from the other Resident Evil games, and etc. There's a lot you could do. Plus the fact that it loads the fastest, supports Xbox One control, PS2 control, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, or keyboard and mouse. It's definitely the cheapest because it goes on sale all the time. And like I said, if you have a good enough computer, and I honestly don't think it should be a strong game to run, considering it is a 11-year-old game. So I definitely say, if you are a console gamer, get this version because it is essentially the Ultimate Edition, minus the mods and the texture upgrades it's going to have in the future. But if you are a PC gamer, definitely go for the Ultimate Edition. If you have both, it depends on what you rather play on. Like I said, me personally, I like to have it on everything because this is one of the best games ever made in history, in my opinion, and one of the best Resident Evil games ever. I always have a blast playing this game. There's always ways to make this game fun. So I definitely advise, look into it. I think the textures look fantastic on this and the Ultimate Edition, but like I said, the Ultimate Edition is getting an HD texture pack from an unofficial team, but they've been hard at work on it. I've been following this project for a very long time. They already released a Village update, and it looks amazing. And that will be the definitive way to play Resident Evil 4. And like I said, it does load faster and goes on sale quite often, compared to the console version. So, I mean, they did just come out, but even so, I'm pretty sure the Steam version would still be cheaper than the console ones when they go on sale. So either way, that's my outlook. And of course, they released Resident Evil 4 Mobile, which it's actually kind of cool, on the phone, but it's not the real Resident Evil 4. It's its own version of it, if you will. So that's my my little analysis on just the whole situation of which you guys should pick. I believe for the console ones, of these two, I believe they're identical. No frame rate issues on both. I mean, that's how I believe it was on the Resident Evil 5 and 6 port as well. So they should be exactly the same. I don't think I've ever heard any differences because this is an old game. I don't really think it's going to be one of those things where it needs to be super technical to run at 60 frames per second or 1080p. It is a GameCube game. In the end, it's still a GameCube game. Just up-resed, higher resolution, higher... Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard my dog. He's taking a bath. Or higher frame rate. No, oh my god. But the higher frame rate will definitely... You'll notice it. And trust me, when I first played the Ultimate Edition on Steam, the 60 frames per second makes a huge difference. The enemies are more aggressive, they move a lot faster, the game just feels a lot more fluid. It'll be one of those things that if you ever play the Xbox 360 / PS3 version, or the ones before the PS2, Wii, or GameCube, or even the original PC port, you'll be like, what the hell is this in comparison? It's so slow. And that's how I felt. But I am doing, for those who are wondering, I am currently uploading a no damage walkthrough that I did on the Xbox 360 version, and I was able to upscale it to 1080p and make it look really great. It's unfortunately not 60 frames per second because it wasn't, but the thing is, even though I have the Ultimate Edition and could have recorded that one, the problem is I wasn't able to get the 60 frames per second right. So because I wanted to have this in time for people who needed help, this is something that's been requested for months for me to do professional no damage. I wanted it up already. In the future, I will potentially do like maybe a commentated walkthrough for the PS4 version, but that would be when I get a capture card that can record 60 frames per second. So that's why I won't do it yet. But even so, I have a Resident Evil 4 walkthrough right now for you guys, professional no damage in HD. And like I said, I've also done Resident Evil 4 2 times before, the regular difficulty and professional difficulty, and now I'm doing professional no damage. In the future, I'll do this version, or I'll do the PC version, because it's the same thing but better. So essentially, this, like I said, this is like the PC version, essentially. Maybe some of the textures might look a little bit better, but like I said, I feel like the lighting is better on the PC, but that could just be me. I think it's one of those things that people are over analyzing. It looks fantastic, and I think that's the most important thing. It has the 60 frames per second. Like I said, a bunch of different versions, whatever you want. Resident Evil 4 is great. You know, you'll have fun with it, even playing the GameCube version. It's a fantastic game. Either way, this has been a long video. I just wanted to, like I said, really go into detail about the different versions of Resident Evil 4, as well as give my thoughts on this version, PC version, etc. Playing the GameCube version is still fun. Playing the Wii version on a standard definition TV is still pretty cool. But I think now that these are on the consoles, the 60 frames per second, all that, this is probably, I'm probably just going to stick with the PS4 version, or even the Xbox One version, depending if I want to do speed runs, streams, walkthroughs, etc. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in another video. Expect more Resident Evil 4 HD professional no damage coming. I'm going to be uploading another part very soon after this video. And yeah, I'll probably make another video updating soon of a question I want to ask you guys. But either way, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day, guys.